He was an American warlord. Fat Mac, aka Big E, Gangster Disciple, GD. Then he found his real name.
He went on about that. I mean, he had his mask on. He was that guy. And he was saying, you guys think you're tough? Let me tell you what that world really is. Do you remember that night?
Yes, he came in as the E that all those young boys have heard about or either know personally. And E to me, in the gang world, in the street life, he's a regulator. He's an enforcer. You can actually say he's a destroyer.
Is that scary? Should it be scary to some people?
Yeah.
I call you Eric because
Yeah.
I call you Eric because it's the name your mom gave.
That's the name I want to be called. Yeah, that's what I want to be called. Nah, I want to be called Eric because
I ain't daring saying that.
y'all ain't met Fat Mac. 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 Fat Mac ain't straight. Fat Mac a whole nother person. That's why I was trying to tell him, like, I didn't have nobody to tell me to be myself. Fat Mac really a character. I ain't gonna lie to you, but guess what? Everybody got that character. Every nigga from the projects got that character. It's somebody inside every nigga that don't want to be who they really is. You know, who the person that life made me like is. The projects made me have to smack the shit out of somebody when they say something sideways. Because if I didn't, guess what? They'll punch on me and pick on me.
Yeah. Anytime you got an enforcer or a regulator, you got somebody that don't mind killing. They don't have second thoughts in what they do. They just handle the business.
One thing about death, whatever it is, you need peace. Whatever, you need peace. You can't lay down in that ground and you been out here fucked up the whole time. That ain't gonna sit right now. And I don't care what's on the other side of it. You gonna need some peace.
So are you facing death?
We all facing death. We all facing death. I've been facing death all my life. The same way I feel with this hole in my chest and them folks telling me I can die at any time because of dialysis if my kidneys fail. I've been feeling like it all my life. Every time I seen a police car, I felt like that. Every time I was on the block trying to sell some dope to feed and make my own money, I felt like that. Because I know at any time the robbers can pull up, the police can pull up and kill me. Shit, my mama might pull up and kick my ass. I don't know. But I don't feel like I faced death all my life. I do. I have. I feel like it all my life. But the thing about it is, you got to find some peace. You got to start putting some life in it. When you start feeding life, I believe that's how you get reincarnated. You start feeding life, life will come out of you. But if you feed nothing but death and negativity, man, that's all that's going to come to you in the end. For me to go through some fucked up shit, to go through all this time, shoot people, rob people, take from the neighborhood, sell drugs, and then I come up and become of age to the point where I have little brothers twice as young as me that look up to me and I allow them to go through the same thing. That ain't no real, man. That ain't no real homie. That's not no big homie. I gotta give my little brother the teachings that I went through, good and bad. My job ain't to make him like me. My job is to make him flourish way past what I was. Cause that's where I get to see what life could have took me. Somebody, that's my thing. I want to help as many people as I can. I don't want nobody to know I'm doing it. I don't care if nobody know I'm doing it, because I ain't doing it for the recognition. I'm doing it so in 100 years somebody will say that I did it. I'm doing it because it got them somewhere where it may be the president that came from these teachings that a nigga from Joe Johnson, this Gangster Disciple, taught them. You feel what I'm saying? It makes sense. It sounds stupid right now, but in 100 years when they ain't talking about your weak ass because you was out here robbing and shooting people, or you because you made these kind of laws that didn't help nobody, you just helped make laws in life. I mean, in the world. The world don't count. I'm talking about in life to take somebody to the next level. That's the cheat code when you pass it on to your little homies, and he passed on to his people, and he passed on to his people. That's what I started. I started that. My name still being spoke on. It ain't gotta be my name, because like I told you, I ain't here for that. I ain't here for the fame. I ain't here to be known for that. What I taught though, the way I gave the game up, it's still being used 70, 40, 30 years down the line. That means something.
And tell me about the job. I mean,
It was twice daily. I was a cashier. And the white girl showing me this. She was like, we got to have the coffee on by 3 a.m., put breakfast sandwiches out. Breakfast crew gonna come help you at this time. You just run the cash register, stock your cigarettes, make sure your shelves loaded.
What did that do for you? I mean, when they gave you
honestly, when they did that, it gave me another sense of pride. It did, because it was what I was looking for to say. To wake up one day, to been sold drugs all my life, never had a job, and to wake up one day and say, man, I wish somebody would just give me a chance and trust me. But yeah, my mom was happy. That was my first job, getting, and it was because she had to make me realize that me feeling like, because I came out of prison selling drugs. That's what I went in prison doing, and that's what I came out of prison doing. And she let me know that was a prison. That was another chain that I had put on myself to believe that I couldn't do nothing else but sell drugs.
Yeah, I remember that. And so, but also during that time, you went to school.
Yeah.
And you got a forklift certificate. Didn't you?
Yeah. I got my forklift. I had got my forklift certification during school. I did that because when I started school. This is no lie, Flip. I started the school. I was talking a good game, but what really pushed me forward was because they were like, you're going to get your school check, and you're going to get this, and you do this, and you feel. So I'm like, cool. But when I started going, Flip, like, that's what I told you about Erick. I could be Erick. You feel me? I went to school and with Erick. I was sitting in there, didn't I? I bought all new clothes and shit. I got pictures of this shit. I got button-ups on and the glasses, and I'm trying to look, and I look like a fat little dope kid that's never been in no kind of trouble, and I liked it because it gave me a chance to live again. It gave me a chance to live again and not be fat man. Do you know how good that made me feel to not have to be fat man? Because being fat man is a full-time job. You hear me? And it created a lot of enemies. You hear me? So, like, it gave me a chance to be somebody else. And when I got in there, the school check what got me in there, but when I got in there, I liked it.
Man, he got a smile that'll light a room up. Smile that'll change the way you feel at the moment.
If you could describe Erick in one word, what word would you use?
Injured, wounded, sensitive.
So also during that time, it was like I was just getting to know you, but during that time, I did that pop-up exhibit, and I asked you to come, and I was so thrilled that you came, and it was like you were a different person that night, and you met some people that night.
Clear.
Tell me about that.
Clear. Man, that right there, it touched me too, because I'm gonna tell you why that made me feel so different, because it gave me a sense of being accepted in society, See, going to work, it was just being accepted in the work world, and going to school was like being accepted as a student, but that was like people there that from all different walks of life, all different races, they came together for one common cause, and it was for the love of the same thing, art. You know, it was just, it was for, it made me feel accepted by, like, you know, society, period, you know, as a group of people. And I met Claire there because this is 90-year-old old lady. And she's like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name is Mr. McCord. My name Erick McCord. And she was like, yeah.
And he was such a sensitive, grateful person. That's what I remember of him.
I can't remember what it was, but I told her that I was gonna handle it for her. I said, but if you call me, you gotta be ready. You gotta know that that's what you really wanna do. And she was like, okay, well, I'll call you. I need you. But Claire, she was cool.
He was telling me about this something, and a great big tear rolled down his cheek. I know.
She was cool because she didn't, you would think a 90-year-old white lady, she would have been looking at me like, don't talk to me. But she walked up to me and was like, hey, how you doing? You know, and when she walked up to me, I was looking at her like, you talking to me? She was like, yeah, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing all right. And yeah, you know, I met a few other people. I met,
Eric, you know, almost every time I'm with Claire, she asks me about you.
Deucey.
Almost every time.
Yeah, she's a good person. I like her spirit.
And you know, COVID is.
I felt her spirit being drawn to me because it felt like, it kind of felt like that she was in the same place I was. Like she was, it was somebody that she was reaching to be a different person, you know, almost as if like a change. It's like she was going through a transition herself, even at 90. You know, that's how I really, I perceived it, you know, because it was like open arms.
I mean, I'll never forget it. And I forget most everything, so.
You know, it was cool. So, you know, I enjoyed myself at night because I talked to a lot of different people that normally, you know, you don't get to cross paths with. And I can bring something in here now that they wouldn't take y'all as, they be like, man, who is them white dudes with them cameras? Why in the fuck is they got the microphones on? You know, and I could tell them, bro, this is like what we doing there. Be like, man, you full of shit. Let that shit go. You need to pick up a peg. I don't know what no money coming out of that. But at the same time, they not reaching for that person that I'm trying to be. They don't want that. They feel like that. They want like we said, the instant gratification. They want it now. They want to get out here. They want to be the man. They want to sell dope. They want to take trips, and all that's fine. Cause I don't knock that. I done went through that, but I had my phase of that. I had my years of that. You know, I had fun with it. I'm looking for something way bigger. What I'm looking for is bigger than life, cause it'll be here after my life. You know.
If you could say one thing to Eric, what would it be?
I'd like to have a conversation with you again.